Born, born in Richmond's morning light, Tasmania called his guiding sight. From Smithton Fields to Somerset's game, 200 plus matches built his name. A bloke who loved to fish and play, quick on the field, no dirty way. Mouthy maybe, but never unkind, straight from the heart and sharp of mind. He met his love at a blue light disco, never really left, just let life flow. 3 children came, his pride, his cheer, Jonathan, Jeremy and Jackie dear. Cards and the trots, a flutter, a bet, numbers and memories he'd never forget. Shouting for Hawthorn, telling the screen what umpires should do, what players should mean. No fuss today, yet tears may fall, for Bruno was cherished, beloved by all. We'll laugh at his stories, feel proud and sad too, and give thanks for the life of the man we knew. So good morning everyone, and thank you for being here in the chapel. Today we gather to honour, remember and celebrate the life of Christopher John Bruce, known to almost all of us simply as Bruno. In a world where people often try to be many different things, Bruno was always unmistakably himself. Straightforward, funny, opinionated, fiercely loyal to his friends and family. He had a presence that filled a room or a footy field without ever asking for attention. We're here because Bruno mattered. He was a son, a brother, a father, a grandfather, a mate and a partner. He was a sportsman, a fisherman, a card player, a storyteller, and a man who called a spade a spade. He was also, in his own words, a no-fuss kind of bloke. Bruno didn't want a big show today. He didn't want long speeches or flowery sentiment. He'd probably roll his eyes at the very idea of everyone sitting quietly here this morning. But he also loved deeply and was deeply loved, and that's why you've all come. This gathering isn't about fuss. It's about respect, gratitude, and goodbye. In keeping with Bruno's spirit, today's service will be simple and honest. There will be time to share stories, to laugh at the funny moments, to nod at the memories of his sporting triumphs and his quick wit, and to recognise the hard times as well. We'll do these things here this morning, and then later, after his interment in the Burney Lawn Cemetery, you are warmly invited to join Jonathan, Jeremy and Jackie and their families at the Somerset Football Club, where memories of Bruno pervade every nook and cranny. This is a time to reflect on the mark he made on each of us. Although he'd say, "Don't make a fuss and don't cry for me," we know that grief doesn't follow those sorts of instructions. When someone who has been such a constant in our lives dies, sadness is natural. So please feel free today to shed a tear, to feel the ache of loss, to miss him. That's not weakness, that's love. And it's okay to smile, to laugh, if you recall his humour and his cheeky streak. Both sorrow and laughter belong here today. Bruno's last months were tough, but his courage and blunt honesty never faltered. He faced life's challenges with the same straightforwardness he showed on the football field and at the card table. We come together now not only to farewell him, but to hold each other up, to share memories and to draw strength from the community he helped build around him. So as we begin this service, let's take a quiet moment just to think of Bruno. His voice, his laugh, his passion for his kids and his mates, his quickness on the field and at the card table, his love of fishing and of a good argument. And let us give thanks for the life that he lived. So today we've gathered to remember and honour a man we knew by many names, Christopher John Bruce. Chris, Brucey, but throughout today we'll simply call him Bruno, as so many of you always did. Bruno was born on the 29th of January 1967 in Richmond in Victoria. His life story began with twists of fate and family that shaped the man he became. As a baby of around 12 months, he was adopted by Alan and Nellie Bruce. The family moved to Smithton, where Bruno was raised under the watchful eye of Duke Ferguson. In Smithton, he went to primary and high school, and it was there he discovered his love of sport, footy and cricket in particular, and the beginnings of the lifelong friendships that meant so much to him. Bruno's talent for football became legendary. A clean, fair and lightning-quick player, he wore his colours with pride. He played over 250 games for the Somerset Football Club in the Darwin Association, earning a place, of course, in the 200 Club. He gave the game away in 2002, but returned for a Legends match in 2012, a testament to the respect and admiration his fellow players held for him. He was the kind of bloke who made his mark not with dirty play, but with skill, speed, a sharp tongue, and an honest heart. After school, Bruno moved to Burnie to study accounting at Helier College, living in the college residence. One night at the blue light disco at the top of the town, he met Tina Randall. It was love at first sight. He went home with Tina that night, and as the story goes, he never left. They built a life together. Jonathan arrived in 1985, followed by Jeremy in 1987 and Jackie in 1990, and they were married in 1988. Though Bruno and Tina separated in 2004, they remained on good terms, sharing in the lives of their children and grandchildren. Bruno adored his grandchildren, Byron, Ashley, Amity and Elora, and loved every minute he could spend with them. He worked at Lactos until a serious workplace accident left him with a severe back injury. Though he could not return to the factory floor, his sharp mind, especially with numbers, took him into a new chapter, 12 years at the Australian Tax Office call centre. That love of numbers and quick thinking was something he passed on to Jackie, who became an accountant herself. Bruno was, in every sense of the word, a bloke's bloke. He loved his mates, and his mates came first. He had no filter on his mouth, but no malice in his heart. Argumentative and opinionated, yes, but always informed and always fair. He could be mouthy on the field, but never a fighter. He called a spade and had no time for nonsense. He loved to fish at the shore, the river or the dam, and loved taking his boys with him. The family laughs now about the night he cast his line, snagged a tree behind him and yanked the hook so hard that it ended up in his eyebrow. Or the time he dinked Jonathan on a trike, only for the seat to break and end up somewhere that no trike seat should ever go. His love of a flutter, the pokies, the horses, the dogs, was something that Jackie learned early, scanning discarded TAB tickets for a winner and learning card games at her father's knee. He loved blackjack. He loved the casino and had the kind of mind that memorised cards without really trying. Bruno's passion, as we can see, was for the Hawthorn Football Club, and that passion was legendary. He loved Jason Dunstall and Cyril Rioli, and he'd shout at the telly, telling the umpires in no uncertain terms, and telling the players sometimes what they should be doing. He loved seafood and spaghetti bolognese, a drink of Johnny Walker or a Bogue's beer, and he thought himself a pretty good cook, although the family never forget the pumpkin soup that he made, that he blended with the wooden spoon into the blender, and of course it was full of wooden spoon splinters. He didn't notice, but the family did. His children were his pride. Jonathan, Jeremy and Jackie each shared different parts of his life: fishing, golf, card games, but Jackie especially was the sweet child of mine. In all things, his sense of humour and his affection for his kids shone through. Later in life, Bruno shared more than a decade with Julie. Together they travelled to Launceston for Hawthorn games and set themselves the goal of playing every golf course in Tasmania. Jeremy often joined him on the golf course, and they made lots of great memories together. Bruno's last months were hard. Stage 4 bowel cancer, metastasizes, ongoing treatment, the embarrassment of a stoma bag, and finally, just days before his passing on Saturday, a stroke. Through it all, he remained the same blunt, opinionated, fiercely loyal man. And through it all, his dear friend Robin was a tower of strength, especially in those final months. On behalf of the family, heartfelt thanks go to her. 1990 summed Bruno up. The year Somerset won the grand final, he was voted best on ground, and it was the year that Jackie was born. So family, football and pride all happened in one moment. As I said earlier, he wouldn't want any fuss today. He wouldn't want tears or long speeches. He'd just simply want us to get on with it, get it done and get to the club rooms. But he does deserve to be remembered. He was a son, a father, a mate, a partner, a man who loved his kids and his friends, who stood for fairness on and off the field, who spoke his mind, laughed loudly, argued hard, and loved deeply. As we farewell him today, may we carry forward his honesty, his humour, his loyalty, and his love of life. That is Bruno's legacy, and it lives on in all of you. A sweet child of mine has written a tribute to her dad, and he's going to come forward to present that. Thanks, Jackie. Breathe deeply. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. For those that don't know me, I'm Jackie. I'm Dad's youngest. I'm also known as the favourite child. Growing up, Dad would call me Molef, we still don't know why, and sweet child of mine. Dad had two sayings he would drill into me. The first was, do as I say, not as I do. A key memory of this was when I was 14 and Dad was working at a homebrew and hydroponic shop in Penguin. We were at the back of the shop. I was brewing a beer called Legally Blonde. He wanted it for my 18th birthday, while Dad was tending to his tomato plants. The beer made it to my 18th birthday, and it was the grossest thing I've ever tasted. The tomato plants, on the other hand, had to be thrown away, as Dad told me, because they smelt funny and they needed to be burned. The second saying that Dad would have was, yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery. Today's a gift, that's why it's called the present. This saying stuck with me throughout my entire life, and to my dad's disgust, I got this tattooed on my arm. Dad would tell me working hard will help facilitate my life, but happiness was the true meaning. Earn as much money as you can, spend it just as quick, as long as you were happy, and that was the goal. I have the cherished memory of being the last person with Dad and the last person to give him a kiss and a cuddle and tell him that I loved him. And that was all he ever wanted from us kids in a gift. We will miss you, old man.
Well done, Jackie. It's probably the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. When preparing for this service, I came across a tribute from the Somerset Football Club, and I thought it only right that it be included today. So apologies to whoever wrote it that I didn't ask for your permission, but it summed up beautifully Bruno's time at the club. And it reads, the Somerset Football Club wishes to extend our deepest sympathy to the family of Chris on his recent passing. Chris was one of the club's greatest ever players, a fact confirmed when he was named in the club's greatest team ever in 2018, taking his position at centre-half forward. Chris finished his Somerset career after the 2011 season, where he tallied 255 club games, joining the illustrious 200-game club during his time at Somerset, including 182 senior games. Those who played with or watched him play would agree he was a nightmare for the opposition, often towering over packs and taking every mark in his vicinity. Not only was it his on-field dominance that made him an outstanding member of the Somerset Football Club, but Chris, as a person, was nothing short of a gentleman. This is a huge reason behind the respect he earned within our club, and he will be truly missed. Rest in peace, Chris Bruno Bruce. So now we have a chance to view some photographs that highlight some of Bruno's life. Black Velvet by Alana Miles and Monsters by James Blunt have been chosen to accompany these photographs.
Mississippi, in the middle of the has gone. I'll tell you good night, close the door. Tell you I love you once more. The time has gone, so here it is. I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. And while you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid. It's my turn to chase the monsters away. Oh, well, I'll read a story to you. Only difference is this one is true. The time has gone. I folded your clothes on the chair. I hope you sleep well, don't be scared. Time has gone, so here it is. I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. And while you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid. It's my time to chase the monsters away. Sleep a lifetime, yes, and breathe the last word. You can feel my hand on your arm. I will be the last one, so I'll leave a light on. Let there be no darkness in your heart. But I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. And while you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid. It's my time to chase the monsters away.
What absolutely beautiful memories. And the tears come with love. A poem was chosen, which is in your service sheet, that we believe probably sums up what Bruno would have said if he was with us now. The fishing hole in the sky. When I come to the end of the horizon and enter the other shore, remember me with fondness, cry for me no more. I have found my final resting place, that special spot to fish. Remember the times that we shared, you too I will miss. This is a journey I must take and I must go alone. Know that my heart is with you as I take this journey home to that final fishing hole. For fishermen like me to tell the biggest fishing tales about the one that I set free. Remember me with fondness. This is not goodbye. It's till we meet again at the fishing hole in the sky. Before we move from the chapel, the family would like to sincerely thank Damien and Alison, John and Tina, Tennille, the Somerset Cricket Club and the Somerset Football Club. So Bruno will now take his final journey to the Burney Lawn Cemetery where he will be laid to rest. Please feel free to join him on this journey, or if you prefer, head to the club rooms and wait for the family's return. Would you all please stand?
Jump in my car, I wanna take you home. Jump in my car, it's too far to walk on your own. No thank you sir, come on, I'm a trustworthy guy. No thank you sir, oh little girl, I wouldn't tell you no lie. I know you can't. How can you say that we only just met? Ooh, she's got me there, but I'll get her yet. I got you there. No, you didn't. I was catching my breath. And look, it's starting to rain, and baby, you catch your death. Well, I don't know. Come on, it costs nothing to try, and you'll arrive home nice and dry. Jump in my car, I wanna take you home. Come on, jump in my car, it's too far to walk on your own. Jump in my car, I wanna take you home. Jump in my car, it's too far to walk on your own. Oh baby, I will. That's better now, you're talking sense. Well, if you like, I'll just put up a fence. Well, alright, we'll soon be on our way. What for? Because it's such a long way. Where'd you live? I live down south, it's roughly 84 miles. Hey, slow down, you must be joking. Behind that cute smile. No, I'm not. Well, if you're not, there's only one thing to say. And what's that? Get out the car, get on your way. Get out of my car. But you just said that you take me home. Well, it's not too far, but there's no way that I can get there. I couldn't care less. Well, maybe I could see you next week. But you look a mess. Look who's talking, you've got no right to speak. Get out of my car. You told me that you were a really nice guy. Between the darkness on the street and the houses filling up with light, between the stillness in my heart and the roar of the approaching night, somebody's calling after somebody. Somebody turns the corner out of sight, looking for somebody. Somewhere in the night, tender is the night, and when you hold expected and the way it's always been. I can't walk back in again after the way we fight. Just outside, there are people laughing, living lives we used to lead, chasing down the love they need. Somewhere in the night, tender is the night, and the benediction of the neon light. Tender, tender are the hunters, tender is the night. And in the hard light of an angry sun, no one remembers what was said or done.